And we are live. Welcome back, everyone, tonight for the last part about John Byrne Retrospective. Tonight we will be covering from the 90s to the 2000s. He has way too much stuff for us to cover. So hopefully we will be covering just, I wouldn't say the meat and potatoes, but all the creamy, good, sweet stuff. On my left here is Metarog. If you do not know him, you should know him already because he has more subscribers than me. And down below us is JHood Creative, maybe one of the best John Byrne experts on YouTube. And if you haven't subbed to him, sub to him now, please. And just really, before we get started, I want to say how glad I am that these two fine men have asked me to be a part of this. I am not a John Byrne expert, but a John Byrne fanatic. We love his writing, we love his art, and we love his controversy. We have some great books for you guys tonight. And if you have not watched already the 80s, which was on JHood Creative's channel, and the 70s, which was on Metarog's channel, after this, don't leave, but after this, you can go back and watch those. So tonight we're going to start off with some Marvel. I only got one thing. Well, I got it all. But there's one thing I wanted to start it off with, and this is, I think this was done in 86. Am I correct, Jay?
I'll take your word for it. Was it that early?
1985. This was done.
Wow.
Going back a little bit. And this is Marvel graphic novel number 18. And this is John Byrne's She Hulk. This is before she was sensational, but we knew exactly where he was going with this.
This is where she became sensational.
Yours looks so much better than mine. Even Lord have mercy. Beautiful book. Even in the mileage.
Gorgeous. I have it too. I just didn't bring it out. I figured you guys had it covered.
Metarog has all the Marvel graphic novels. He shames us.
No, not all. Most, not all.
Oh,
it's signed.
See that?
Yep.
All right,
you
Jay.
rascal, you.
It's in your hands, brother.
One up
right.
in us.
So I don't have a complete run of of his She-Hulk work, but I've kind of got the beginning and the end. One thing I wanted to mention. You talk about controversy. Are you aware of what the controversy is with the She-Hulk graphic novel?
No.
Metarog, do you know?
No, I don't.
I'm not going to reveal it here. If you want to learn this for yourself, you're going to have to go find a copy.
This is why we're here. Share it.
Well, do you want me to show the nipple slip that's in the panel in this?
Oh.
Everybody is all hot and bothered by She-Hulk as a sex symbol, and if you want just a little tiny taste of that, it's in here. You have to look close. And
okay.
I don't know the story behind it. I've seen the panel and I've kind of witnessed the artwork, but there was some kind of disagreement. I'm not sure if John Byrne inked this himself. No, it was inked by Kim DeMolder, and I can't remember. I think the inker added a few lines to indicate some anatomical details, I guess you could say. But I'll leave that at that. So, like I said, if you want to learn more, you'll have to go hunt that down.
All right.
But with
I'll have to take a look at my copy. Yeah.
Let's see here. With the regular series, what do I have here? I've got issue 1.
Yes.
Issue 2.
You get both covers on here. You get the Savage She-Hulk cover and this cover.
Yep. Issue 3, the sales must have been down. They had to have Spider-Man guest star. Issue 4, 5.
Well, he had you know, in this series, it was so whimsical. He did all the tropes, but in such an interesting way. You know, like you got 5, right? The Flintstones issue here.
Was that this one? Yep. Oh yeah. Totally missed that.
That's hilarious.
Saturdays. I don't know. I must have been on my just kind of burning out on John Byrne phase. The fact that I stopped at issue 8. I'm not sure how far he went after that.
That's the last one.
Okay, so maybe that's why I stopped collecting it.
Yeah, he stops at 8, and then picks it back up at 31.
I think he did 8 too. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Hey, Coffee Breath.
What's up, Coffee Breath?
For the remainder, all I've got are 33, 35, 46, which is very puzzling, and the gold or the green foil issue 50.
Oh, and that's that 50. Yeah.
So
I'll show the rest here if you want, real quick.
Yeah, you can do that.
I mean, these are so cool because, you know, he broke the fourth wall. He put together some of the wackiest stories you'll ever read this is one that's pretty sought after. Fair.
Yep.
Yes.
Homage. You know, he would poke fun at everything, including horror comics, you know, answering machines, you know, oversaturation of characters.
Oh, that's a great cover.
That one's hilarious.
Look at the word balloon here. It says, "Don't get the wrong idea. I'm only doing this because it makes a good cover." You know, this series was so much fun. I mean, it's you know, when you read his Fantastic Four stuff and how very serious and deep it is, and you read this, you know, you can sort of see the breadth of the talent of this man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beautiful cover here too, JHood, right?
Yeah, that's a great one too.
And then here's another one where he went the other way. He's like, well, I've been showing too much skin lately, so let me do a total cover-up cover.
Thanks for coming by, Unruly Simeon.
He blanked them out.
Yeah, he loves
hey,
that.
Unruly. Here, you showed this one already. I mean, here's when he de-aged Wheezy, and then he shrunk the She-Hulk to that stage, and then this was his last and a beautiful what do you call this foil cover here?
Gold
with that little.
I want to say gold
pendant.
foil, green foil. Yeah,
just beautiful stuff. And that's it. That was it for She-Hulk. It went to 60, but he didn't have anything to do with those last one. He wrote and he drew the series as well, at least most of it, I do believe. There may be a few fill-ins.
Yeah, I can't remember what the circumstance was that he left at issue 8 and then came back. I mean, I'm sure for the love of the character, but there had to have been something behind the scenes where he was in a disagreement with Marvel or something, I would think.
You know, that's always the case. So you can. I
think that's when he went to Dark Horse and he did his Dark Horse stuff in that time period.
Okay. So, do you say you want me to show the Wolverine run?
Yeah, I tracked it down by the years, so that Wolverine run was next.
Okay. So I was very excited when he came back. This is when he kind of came back to Marvel after doing his work at DC, and he came back to, you know, one of the characters he made popular himself, and at the time was my favorite character. So that was issue 17, issue 18.
Yeah, 17 is the only one that I have out of that.
19, fighting Tiger Shark. 20. It's a cool close up here. 21. 22. And it looks like his last issue, at least that I have, was number 23. Another really cool cover.
And that was it. Yeah, that was it.
What years were those, Jay?
I want to, based on kind of life experience and knowing when I got this one signed, I want to say 1989.
Yep.
You got the notes there? There you go.
Yeah, it was from 89 to 90.
There you go. So,
okay, cool. Right at the same time as She Hulk, right? Yeah.
The first time I met him was at he was actually doing a convention in the town where I went to college the weekend after Thanksgiving. So I kept my Thanksgiving break short to go back to school to go get some John Byrne autographs.
Oh, that's a real fan right there.
Extremely busy. He was always had his projects overlapping. Yeah. Even back in the days, he always had like multiple projects going at the same time.
Yes, correct.
Roger, Submariner.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Namor. Speaking of projects overlapping, this was done in 1990. So he was probably doing, maybe it was right after his Wolverine run. Look at this guy with triplets over there.
I think that's the case. I did have that.
Very interesting. I mean, this you did have, you no longer have it?
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Let me tell you, JHood, to me, this is a very underrated series. Both drawn and written by John Byrne, and he really totally almost does a reboot of Submariner here. He started, the what we see of Submariner. He lands at an island and he's trashing everything, and then he finds this scientist who finds out he has a blood imbalance, and that once he has this machine that cures him, and now he's smart, level-headed, and he becomes essentially a corporate figurehead here to Oracle. And the enemies he faces are both superpowered and corporate greed, including the twins, Phoebe, and I forgot the guy's name, Mars. And they're shown to be just the most conniving, underhanded, lying, and he sort of hints that they have a very inappropriate relationship as well.
Very.
He brings Namorita back, and they do a lot of ecological stories. He fights things like industrialists that pollute oil pipelines that are not correctly maintained, pollution, et cetera, et cetera. He brings back the This is what really got me into it. He brought back the Invaders villains, Masterman and Warrior Woman. And there's a flashback with the Invaders taking them on. Great stuff. Great stuff here.
I'm gonna have to go back and rebuy those out of a dollar bin. I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
They're cheap. They're super cheap. They are super cheap, But how many times do you see Namor dressed, in a one of these nice button-up shirts and black pants,
Mm-hmm.
He also tames the Griffin, who was a villain from way back when. And then another great storyline, which again, John Byrne never forgets what he's worked on in the past, right? And we know that he did that whole Iron Fist run in the 70s, which we showed in part 1.
Wow.
And Iron Fist was killed in Power Man and Iron Fist 125. But John Byrne didn't like the way he was disposed of, neither did I. So he retconned him, and that wasn't actually Iron Fist, but that was a pod person then he finds out that the Super Scroll is actually he came back as Iron Fist, but it was a Super Scroll, not Iron Fist.
Gotcha.
But he finds out the Iron Fist is actually back in Kunlun, and he goes back there. This is another little story, I think, where Namorita was actually a clone of Namora. I'm not totally clear about that storyline, though. Put these over here. But here's when he goes to Kunlun, and he finds that Iron Fist is actually trapped in one of these pods from way back when. Yep, Jason's got the parallel coming here, and there's the Iron Fist breaking through, and then of course we have the requisite Wolverine crossover here.
So I checked my CLZ app to make sure that I didn't have this run, but I do have the Wolverine one and this next issue.
And this next one, yeah. And this is where I think the story arc ends. Yeah. And then I think he gives up the art chores to Jay Lee with 26.
Yeah.
And you see the Submariner becomes like he has amnesia or something, and he's like again savage.
Yeah,
look at that little cover there with Iron Fist.
Character. I mean, character wise and just visual wise. I mean, just a total leap from one issue to the next.
Totally. Yeah, very, very different. But he does write these issues, still going with the ecological stuff. Terror on the High Seas. And then these are the last two here. And that's it. And the rest of this Namor run, I don't think Byrne had anything to do with it. But to me, it's a very underrated run. If you're a fan of Iron Fist, the Invaders, of the kind of corporate scheming and ecological underhandedness that corporations do, and you want to see Submariner like because he has a bunch of money from all the stuff under the sea. He finds treasure and rarities, so he essentially bought a corporation with all that stuff. So it kind of makes sense. John Byrne put a lot of thought into all the steps that went into that particular series and did a pretty good job at it.
I wish we had the time. I don't know if you mentioned this, Roger. At the beginning of almost every issue, he had a splash page, a double page spread at the beginning of each storyline. And the amount of detail. Did he ink himself on Submariner or no?
No, he did not. No, he did not. I think it was Bob Wiacek that did it. Yeah.
Amazing job. Amazing. It was definitely some of his best work, I have to say, for the 90s type of deal.
Agreed. He really got into this series. You can tell. It's a shame that it doesn't get more love because it's really good.
To address Unruly Simeon's comment that we need a Byrne Namor Omni, there are so many runs that we're talking about that they all deserve a collection, a nice omnibus treatment, whether it's Namor or the X-Men Hidden Years, just all these runs that have gone kind of uncelebrated.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of this stuff gets swept under the rug, especially with how they push out the new stuff. And that, like you said, Jay, and Unruly Simeon also, it's the things that the older guys like us enjoy never is collected, or it was collected back in the day and is never reprinted ever again. But what can we say? Maybe someone at Marvel will watch this video and know that there is money out there.
Yep.
So I'm going to run through a couple of things. I don't know if I'm going to show it all, way too much. He did do an Amazing Spider-Man run. I'm not pulling that out. I just got the one book sitting there. Really good stuff. But he did do Spider-Man Chapter 1, which to me, if you can't get like the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko stuff, like the original books, I mean, we all can get it collected or in digital or something like that. These stories here, which I think I gravitated to a lot of John Byrne stuff because he told it old school. He didn't have a lot of the different misconceptions and storytelling things that were hooked up in the 90s. he just told like a really old-fashioned story. And Spider-Man Chapter 1, I think, really gave the essence of what Spider-Man did, even though he did have an issue 0. And you can see here Spidey's face in the middle, and all, not all, but a nice
some of the rogues
look
there.
at his villains. Very old school style.
Yep.
Very reminiscent, almost a cross between Ditko and Ramita, almost how it looks. Very thick lines around the figures.
Yeah, I see the Ramita in there for sure. Yeah.
And this right here, issue number 1, and yes, I have it in Mylar. Why? It's a tribute.
Yeah. Handle all your favorite comics the way you want, man. Very cool.
Just an awesome way to start it. And I give John Byrne a lot of credit for just paying tribute to what came before. Just Spider-Man at his best, Yeah. Slip the little McFarlane in there real quick.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Wow. And like I said, very, very old school.
Yep.
If you like the old Stan Ditko stuff, the old Ramita stuff, this is definitely your cup of tea. You can tell from the uniforms.
That's cool.
Villains look awesome type of deal. And I think he did this. This was he started this in 1991, which I was wondering where I had the money to buy this stuff. But I was working at the movie theater, so all my money went to comics. Who's you got? They got the Lizard there. I believe that's Kurt Connor's wife on the floor.
Cool. I like the design of that cover.
Yeah, I really like that view from
that angle, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got some electro action there.
I like the lighting effects on that.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Nice.
That I
light
like
and
how
shadow. We did it. All the light coming off Electro, and then the shadow behind Spidey.
I like that every once in a while he would do drawings like that where he put all this backlighting behind it. It's almost like a halo around the figure. I really like that look.
Mysterio.
It's a good one.
I like his Spidey. It's very teenager like. It's not like a mature man at that point.
Kind of small.
Right, kind of scrawny-ish. Right.
Got the Green Goblin and the Hulk there. You gotta love John Byrne's Frankenstein Hulk.
Yep. I was just gonna say the flat top head.
Yep.
Yeah. Kraven the Hunter and Daredevil.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Daredevil in his yellow suit.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, and I'm gonna run through this. One thing about this, I'm a pause, which they don't do too much in modern comics anymore. The dressing on the comic, the names and the titles and such.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Really, really nice effect with that.
Yeah, that I can tell that was the work done by Comic Craft, who is run by Richard Starkings.
Yeah, excellent work with the lettering and
very
stuff.
recognizable stuff. Yeah,
nice.
Number 10, just in time for Halloween.
Oof, man, scary.
Giant Man.
I like it. That's cool.
Some really good stuff here. This right here, the last issue, number 12, one of my favorite covers for this run. The Sandman. Buried alive. So we got a little bit over half an hour left. Any of you guys I don't want to steal the show. Do you guys got anything else you want to show?
I've got nothing till like present day. So you guys got to cover this.
Check my list. Okay. Got it sitting right here in front of me. So after that, or during that time. Also in 1991, he went over and did a little short stint with DC again, as he loves to jump back and forth. I guess somebody must have betted him or something like that. In this book here, for mature readers, from the Spider-Man work to this here is extremely different. Book done totally in black and white, square bound, and if you like science fiction, OMAC was definitely. I mean, when I got this, I believe I was going to Sneaky's Comics, and he was like, "Are you old enough to read this?" I said, "I got a job. Can I buy it?" And this book here, very serious. It reminded me of a little bit of what Next Men became, a little bit, but a lot of time traveling, space jaunting, stuff like that. Really, really good stuff.
I wonder if some of the ideas he had for
sci-fi angle to it. Yeah.
I wonder if some of the ideas he had for Next Men kind of grew out of this story.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
as you can see from the character designs. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
You say it's in black and white?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in all black and white.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember the work being out, but I don't know that I gave it more than a glancing look.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but let me tell you, it takes guts to do that because that's a Kirby creation from the 70s, early 70s, and to radically change the character like that takes guts. And I don't know many people other than Byrne that would dare to do that.
Can you make yourself bigger?
Look at that.
Can I?
Yeah. You should see a little icon that looks like a screen on your picture. Just click that little screen icon and it should make you full screen.
Did it? No, it did not.
Mm-mm. There you go.
There you go. There's the handsome man.
Oh, stop it. See the detail in it? It's ridiculous.
That's very cool.
Oh, man. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And don't bend it. So many little lines.
That's
exactly. I need to find copies of that. I know I'm not sure if he did it in his Next Men work or not, but I'm pretty sure he did, and I think he looks like he did it in that. He used a special paper that was available at the time, and they just talked about it a little bit on a recent episode of Cartoonist Kayfabe. It's a board that I've played around with where you get the paper and you get two chemicals with it, and with the one chemical, you brush it on and the lines going one way will appear on the board magically, and then you use the other chemical and then the crosshatch appears. Wow. And it's all very geometric, and they had different textures. Some were just lines like those, and some were like pointillism, like little dots. But it was a really interesting look. It was used in illustrations in some of the early, not Dungeons and Dragons. I'm trying to think of some of the role-playing game books that came out after that, where they used like line art illustrations for some of that. But yeah, John Byrne was using that at some point, and it might have been on that work there.
And also around that time in 1992, he did Green Lantern.
Regardless.
And this was just a one shot with a story. It was totally offbeat. He had Ganthet dressed most of the time in a suit. And it was crazy. It was a real out there type of story. And they were going against this guy that can like control time. And he had super aged Hal Jordan and all of this stuff. It was crazy. But he did a couple of these. He did this. He did, I believe, the Captain America Batman, which I don't have. And he did
I should have pulled that out. I think I've got one or two of those.
And he did this. Dark Side Galactus, The Hunger.
I've never seen that before.
That's a great one, man. Oh,
Is it?
This is insane.
Fabulous. It's it's out there. It's really something.
And Silver Surfer whipped Orion so bad. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And Darkseid knew that he couldn't defeat Galactus, so somehow he tricked him in believing like New Genesis was going to end up like Apocalypse. He was like, so if you devour it, it will give you no nutrients, pretty much. And it was crazy. So before I hand it over to Roger, you got Danger Unlimited, right Roger?
Yeah, it's junk food. Hand it over to you. It's cosmic junk food. You don't want to eat cosmic junk food, Galactus.
Yeah, and Darkseid, at the end, Darkseid's like, New Genesis is mine, and no one will ever have it. I'm like, yeah, you were scared. You were scared. But it was I just actually just leafed through that again recently, and just an awesome read. And what year? 1992. My wife always tried to get into comics with me. She tried to read some of the books. She loved Sensational She Hulk. Read some of my X-Men stuff. Got into the Image stuff when I got into it. But this series here that John Byrne did, I think this was one of the best books that she made me happy. She made me happy when she read this. And I'm telling you the truth. Wow, I have so many number ones of this. It's okay. There you go. I'm trying to find issue 0, and I'm like number one. I'm getting like Silver Age Dave. Some of these issues I just have like too many of them. John Byrne's Next Men, published by Dark Horse Comics. Also, I would say is a mature book. Definitely.
Starts here.
No, don't say that, Metarog. No.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got a second copy of that?
Starts here, man.
Oh, you got a second copy of that?
Yeah, Next Man starts there. He introduces them there. They're not like the focus, but he introduces them.
You see that, Jay?
Yep. We always walk away from these shows with something to go out and buy.
Yes, sir. Got issue number 1. A little foil action there.
Classic. So let's preface this by getting into a little bit of the history behind him leaving the Big Two to go to Dark Horse. This was in the years kind of directly after the Image guys left Marvel to start their own thing. It was John Byrne, Frank Miller, Art Adams, Mike Mignola, Paul Chadwick, and probably some others that are escaping me that kind of all came together to say, we're going to do our own imprint. I believe it's called Legend. And they were going to publish everything through Dark Horse. And that was kind of their big marketing push, that these guys were, this group of creators was coming together to publish their own independent works.
Really, really, really great stuff. Okay. Issue number 2. And this was really cool. This, they try to make everything into films and television shows. This would make a great TV show. Just because the characters start out in like paradise. And then when they wake up, they find out the lives that they've been living.
Excellent.
With just an illusion. But how Byrne also transformed it, like the powers that they had in the enhanced reality world, whatever you want to call it. They actually had them in real life, but when they began to manifest, there were hiccups to the powers. Like they had the powers, but like the little kid, I think his name was Danny, that could run fast. His legs got extremely built. So he had a slight body and he had like these giant bodybuilder's legs. It was crazy. Just awesome. And you really didn't have to worry about any adult shenanigans, really, because they called it dancing. So issue number 6. Really good work in this.
This is work that I again, I went through that phase when I was like, I've seen enough John Byrne, but as an adult, I'm sure I should go back and find this and read it.
Oh, definitely. Issue number 8. And he was always good for love triangles and government conspiracies.
Oh yeah. Here you go, JHood. Here's my John Byrne sig right down there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's on the 2112.
I have
hardcover.
What was 2112, Roger?
That's my only one. Because I used to have another one, but I can't find it.
So what is that title? How does that fit into the lineage?
This here?
Yeah.
It's like the obviously it's again, we're talking about science fiction goes into the future, and it's a dystopian thing, and I'm not going to give too much away, but read it, and then the next men sort of come out of that.
Okay.
And that's a hardback?
But there's time travel, dinosaurs, all kinds of stuff going on.
That's a hardback?
Looks like a collection.
Yeah, you can get the trade paperback. This is a Diamond exclusive stuff that you got at the one of their shows. And I knew somebody who went down there, so I got it from them.
Good stuff. Issue number 10.
Because I knew Byrne was going to be there signing stuff, so I told him, "Hey, bring it back."
Issue 11. I think this goes on for a little bit. Another white cover. Issue 12. Reminds you of that issue of Alpha Flight with Snowbird on the cover.
Yeah, Snowblind. Yeah.
He rips himself a lot, which I guess is good.
Yeah, it's when you rip yourself, that's not ripping, is it? It's hey, it was a good concept back then. Why not now?
Just reminding people of how good you were.
It was so good you had to do it again.
There you go.
14.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really cool. How they put that together like that, almost like a journalist's desk. It's kind of crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, he's very imaginative with his covers. You know, he just doesn't throw anything out there. Puts a lot of thought into it.
And then we got the Image Comics version of the Next Men. 17. Little Frank Miller action right there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. That's Sin City stuff right there.
18. Always controversial with Byrne.
Yep. He always has something to say.
19. And this is when he started breaking it down by storyline. So it actually had the numbers on it, but this was like 1 of 4 for the storyline.
Gotcha.
Started getting so confusing. And I'm like, did it start over? Like, no, Jay, it's number 20. I'm like, okay. You know. And of course, the one that everybody wants.
Yeah, I've got a copy of that.
Yep.
And
he showed up in Danger Unlimited too. That Hellboy. Yeah, cameo.
He covered everything. Byrne didn't care.
Yeah. He didn't care, man.
Well, I guess it's still controversial even now. Some of this stuff. It's 23. Let me just slide through these real quick. Definitely. This pile is kind of ridiculous in front of me right now.
So he started getting into a little bit of a painted look there for the covers.
Yes.
He kind of got into that stage there for a while.
What's that movie where the truck driver was killing people?
Yeah, definitely look a lot more lush.
Oh, that's a beauty right there. The colors on that, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the evil politician shows his face. And the last issue
That was almost like the Star Wars thing with the evil emperor guy, you know?
Yeah. Issue 30, the last issue. It all goes up in a puff of smoke.
Oh.
So we got less than 20 minutes left. Show me what you got, Roger.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about real quick about Danger Unlimited because, you know, again, it's a series which he had great plans for, and it just, I think we have to kind of talk that during the 90s, mid 90s, comics were in a lot of trouble. I mean, we had the death of Superman, and everybody went out, bought that, thinking that they were going to make a mint, and then the market crashed quite a bit after that.
Yeah.
So a lot of projects went, you know, by the wayside, unfortunately. But
we lost Roger.
Come on,
Lord,
come on back. Okay, there. My internet is really terrible. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. My internet is just acting up big time. Yeah, but Danger Unlimited, I think, had such great potential. It's really the tale of that have a lot of similarities to the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
But Byrne, you know, changes certain aspects of them to make things, I think, a little more realistic. Like he puts them in a situation where the prior team disappears, and it's a mystery. So he's setting it up for the future. There's this alien invasion that happened, and we don't know, you know, what all the circumstances was, but now this new team is coming out of it, and the similarities are that the woman is kind of more the Thing-ish character. You know, she's called Beauty and the Beast, I think. Comes this big, huge, hulking stone monster. Johnny Storm is called, well, his equivalent is Thermal, who has heat and cold powers. And then the scientist guy that is actually can split into three, like Triplicate Girl, and has three clones that all mentally are in sync. That's the new team. The old team was fairly similar to the Fantastic Four, you know, except that the Invisible Girl was really illusion casting, I think. But again, he really set up a really good little universe here to come. And I think he used a lot of these concepts in Next Men. You know, yeah, there you go. Notice the similarity to F1 here. Yeah, you know. And he also had a backup called Torch of Liberty, which was set in World War II, which was drawn by, I think it was Kieron Dwyer, which is his son, I do believe, which was pretty good. He wrote it, but his son illustrated it. And it's kind of like a Captain America, but he's a little more violent and aggressive. You know, it's like in the European theater, he'll shoot and kill, you know, whatever, you know.
He's a little bit more Byrne.
It was had a lot of, so everything had to be extreme.
Yeah. Everything had to be extreme. Correct. So again, a series which is not, you know, it's a footnote, but it ends in a really good cliffhanger. It's kind of like the team comes together, and we're going to go out there and find what happened to these superheroes. We're going to get these aliens out of here. We're going to straighten out this world, but nothing ever came of it.
So how many issues were out altogether then? How many made it to print?
And that's all I got. 4. That was it. Just 4 issues. That was it. And ends in a kind of not cliffhanger, but open-ended. Unfortunately, a lot of people say that this is Byrnes' Fantastic Four done right, but I think he denied that. He says this is a totally different. The way it was heading was more science fiction, dystopian kind of, not really superhero elements.
Okay.
What's up, Dave?
Yes, Kyron Dwyer's stepson.
Got it.
Thanks for that info, Dave. Yeah, I was pretty sure of it. I was like, am I mixing him up with somebody else? You know.
So with just a few minutes left, I'm gonna run down all the stuff we're not gonna show. Question: do any of you guys have Hellboy: Seed of Destruction?
Yes, I do.
No.
Is it readily available?
No, but I can get it in like 30 seconds. Can we go get it?
The clock has started.
All right.
That's pretty readily. That'll work on Comigories. It should work here. Right?
D. So while he's getting that, I'm only going to show one more series. But John Byrne also had The Babe, which I think she was like the rebirth of Venus. That was a few issues. He did 2 series of that. Hellboy: Seed of Destruction, he's getting. Jack Kirby's Fourth World he did with covers by Louis Simonson, I believe. He had Batman, Superman Generations. He did 3 volumes of that, which I do have volume 1 in trade. Marvel, The Lost Generation, X-Men, The Hidden Years, Doom Patrol, Blood of the Demon, and the All New Adam, which I believe he did 3 issues of that. And I gotta show this. I gotta show this. He did this with Marvel, and it was part of the amalgam. I was just shifting through some stuff, and I ran into this Amazon, which is a cross between Storm and Wonder Woman. Beautifully rendered book. Maybe one of the best books out of the amalgam right there.
I forgot he drew that.
Yeah, me too, until I pulled it up this afternoon.
Yep, I forgot to pull that. There it is, Batman 3D. Look at that. Cool.
I mean, it hurts your eyes.
Woof.
But yeah, it's a full, probably 48-page, 72-page Batman story.
Crazy.
Is that effect done in the printing process, or is that some kind of drawing trick?
I know how it works. It's hard to explain. It's that I don't know how the artwork is distorted to do this, but they print it with a red ink and a blue ink, and then everywhere that's dark is where it's overlapping. But then when you put the red and green glasses on, it kind of makes your eyes cross to a certain extent, so that whatever is in the background falls in the background, whatever's in the foreground converges to the foreground. But yeah, it does hurt your eyes to read it. But you asked, I found Seed of Destruction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need that.
I do have the graphic novel, come to think of it.
Oh, you were asking because he wrote it. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always was under the impression that Mike Mignola wrote it himself.
Nope. So we're gonna go over maybe a couple of minutes. You guys all right with that?
That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
This is,
and you have two of those.
Well, it's two volumes.
Oh, two volumes.
I don't know if you can get these anymore. I've heard that John Byrne caught wind of it and put a kibosh on it. But if anybody like to try, I can give you the information to get these custom printed.
Yes, we definitely need the information for that.
Just get a hold of me on Instagram.
I'd say so.
Get a hold of me on Instagram on JHood Creative on Instagram. I'll send you to the guy that knows the guy. But basically, these
guy that knows the guy.
These are custom printed pages that John Byrne has, just of his own willingness to do it. It's his pet project to do an X-Men story, just of how he thinks things should have gone after the Dark Phoenix saga, as if Phoenix had lived.
Right.
And
is this like a continuation of the Phoenix, the Untold Story?
I would assume it could be read that way, but I don't know. I guess I haven't read it in that context. Actually, I haven't read the second volume, but it does kind of head back to the Phoenix saga.
Beautiful.
Nice.
But like I said, I went through that stage where I was like, I've seen enough John Byrne, and then 20 years, 30 years pass, whatever, and then come back and find him doing stuff like this on his own website. That's just totally amazing. I mean, the reason I had tired of him was because he stopped putting in as much work into the backgrounds. He stopped putting in as much detail. Every man face looked like a John Byrne face, and every woman's face looked like a John Byrne woman's face. And to see this, I mean, he's packing just old school. If you loved his X-Men work, you're going to love this, because he's just filling every inch of the page. But yeah, so he had done all this on his website, so you can go and find this for free right now on the Byrne Robotics website, as far as I know, and flip through and read it digitally that way.
Nice.
But yeah, these are just
I definitely have that
custom printed through is it Lulu or somebody like that, one of the custom printing comic book places. But the guy that I heard of was actually on Cartoonist Kayfabe. They gave his name. I went to him and said, can I get the information? He gave me the information and gave me everything I needed to get him printed. So
yeah, Dave, the
Sci-Fi Channel interviews are cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we are gonna end it with I think one of my favorite modern John Byrne runs, to me. As you can see Wonder Woman, he killed it. I don't know if this was directly after Perez, but I don't know how I missed Perez and then jumped right on it. Maybe it was just the John Byrne-ness that had me when I saw it. But when John Byrne took over Wonder Woman with 101, this right here, man. I'm not into the bodybuilding chicks, but he killed it. He killed this run with Wonder Woman.
Look at that! Look at that hair, and come on.
Y'all know
that's the one issue that of his run. That's the one issue I had, was the first one.
What?
Nice, Jay, man. You triplets again. What?
It's 102.
Wow.
If you like John Byrne and you like
I'm thinking
Wonder
maybe
Woman,
Bolin.
this is definitely,
of course, who doesn't? Look at that.
Definitely something to have. And he and to me, this was what I call prime Wonder Woman, because he delved deep into the superhero roots, and then deep also into the Greek mythology of it. Couldn't help myself.
This follows up the William Mesner Loebs and Mike Diodato run on Wonder Woman. They had all the Brian Bolland covers.
Okay, that's right. Beautiful stuff.
You know, I've got
there's some great artists on that.
I've got a
Bolland
poster.
too was in that.
Yeah, I've got the promo poster for this Wonder Woman run in my daughter's playroom over there.
Is she a big Wonder Woman fan?
No, not really. But they had blank walls, so I filled it for them.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.
That's
Beautiful.
the best
Look
way
at the
to
shield
do it,
back there. Oh, what a thing!
And the
Oh, beautiful, man.
the cameos in this series were dynamic. Here we get the Phantom Stranger and Enfrigen the Demon.
That is a crazy combo.
Yeah.
That is a very, yeah. You got some supernatural going on, and you got Wonder Woman.
So if you got Enfrigen, you're definitely gonna have Morgan Le Fay. Good stuff here. I love Wonder Woman and the magic and all of that stuff when they really go heavy in that in the Greek mythology. I like it because it adds some weight to the character. Well, most of the DC characters, me personally, I see them as the Greek pantheon. And here's Wonder Woman against Hermes. I mean, the Flash.
Hermes. Yeah, it's definitely really a Byrne kid or person up front there.
Yeah.
Got the same hairdo. Yeah. Prince Franklin Richards look alike. Sinestro. Nice. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, he had her doing so much in this Doomsday. And also with this, I don't know if he did it in every issue, but also in this, I put it on Instagram. He started the majority of the stories with a double page spread. Really, really crazy stuff.
Yeah, you got your money's worth with Byrne. He didn't take shortcuts. He gave you good stuff every page.
This is the stuff that stays until you're 80 years old.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Come on, Roger. Oh. Got the new Wonder Girl.
Well, everybody. 20-some.
A little 90s action for Wonder Woman there. Wonder Woman with a gun.
Oh man. Oh man. Sacrilegious, I say.
Come on, Roger. You know Byrne got to cross the line sometime.
No, just I never read the Sensational She Hulk run. Like all it is line crossing. There's not even any lines. It's all big, just amorphous blur.
Really, really
cool.
And I know they used to do this back in the days a lot. There's a Submariner, I think, book with a cover that they superimpose over a photograph like that.
Yep.
Good stuff. And it's 118. Byrne didn't do this cover. I'm not sure who did that.
Oh, that's nice though. Real nice.
Garcia Lopez did this cover.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Garcia Lopez. Yeah, he did a lot of the first run Wonder Woman stuff back in the 70s.
Yeah, he did a couple here. Let's see.
Wow. Yeah, he's still around. He still goes to shows and stuff.
Yep.
120. I guess this is a tribute to the George. Nope, it is George Perez.
Oh yeah. Number 1. What issue number is that?
120. You know, I guess it was just
so
a
it's
reason
5 years in. Yeah.
give Perez another cover. And Byrnes back, going hard into the Greek pantheon here.
10 years in. 5 years in.
Zeus and Hera. You know, when we used to watch the old cartoons, Wonder Woman used to say, "Bye, Hera." I just told my age, Roger. Mike Diodato comes back to help.
When you watched cartoons, when I watched it, I would go to high school. Okay.
124. This stuff was just amazing here. Always like to see women laid up.
You're making me pine for these stuff, Jay. You're tempting me.
In a world without Wonder Woman. What an awesome cover. Just
That's pretty cool.
now, if it was newsprint, y'all know. 127. I think yeah, Garcia Lopez did this also.
I mean, it's hard to find a guest artist to come and do a cover over a John Byrne book. So if
Right.
you got to pick somebody, Garcia Lopez, I guess, would fit the bill.
Very nice. I need another copy of that to get a slab.
Full. Oh, slab. Oh, there's the old style Wonder Woman trade dress there.
Yeah. They went back to it. Got Jay Garrett. This is the stuff that make you love.
Golden Age Flash.
Yeah, make you love comic
Déjà
books. This is the stuff right here, man.
vu.
All right, Roger.
So how many issues of Wonder Woman did he do?
It was from 101, I believe, to like 135.
Okay, almost 3 years.
3 years
Wow.
almost. Wow. It's amazing the output of John Byrne. It's amazing when you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kirby-esque stuff.
No one take offense, please. This is old school.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's some more old school for you, Roger.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Johnny Lightning or something? Johnny
Oh, man.
Thunder?
Johnny Thunder.
Jeez. You got me now, man. I'm gonna be searching these out. You know it.
And of course,
Johnny Thunder, Justice Society. Come on.
couldn't finish
Can't resist that.
a Wonder Woman run with Who is Donna Troy. That was very popular at the time.
Oh,
You know, with his
man, that's the
patented,
Teen
with his
Titans.
patented white silhouette.
Right, silhouette, yep. He had the same thing as She Hulk. He did the same thing in an Avenger and West Coast Avengers. Yep.
and
Alpha Flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
a lot of
Cool.
toys right there.
Oh man.
He's great. And the final issue, 136. Definitely a book to have.
Wow. Battle for the Tiara.
And that was the end of his run there.
Very
That's
cool.
it. That's all, folks, as the rabbit would say. Dudes, I'm so glad that you allow me to do this. I don't know how I'm going to put all of these books back,
I
but
know, right? Now the hard work begins.
Yeah, that's right.
Roger, what you got going on for the rest of the week?
Yeah, when you do these, I was going to say, when you do these streams, there's work involved in the front end and the back, you know, rereading and
Yes.
knowing your history and haters, and then in the back, and you know, you have to put them, and then I usually read some in between and after as well.
Yeah.
comic book nerd, problems, I guess issues.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's what I like about, especially you two. I appreciate doing a show like this with you guys because, yeah, we love covers, but we love what's inside in between the covers probably more. And it's just good to be on with a couple guys that love the art, love the stories, remember them so fondly. Some of them might be better than we might remember them better than what they actually are, but they hit right at that right time, that we needed them.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
it's fun to go back and rediscover all this stuff. John Byrne's body of work is so huge that to collect it all is a lifetime's worth of work. So it's almost like it's never ending, the stuff you can turn up.
Yeah, and he might do stuff in the future we don't know. So remember, he might be even more coming out. So
you never know.
It's a great creator to follow though, because you can have so many genres and so many different publishers and teams and characters that are so diverse that there's something for everybody, pretty much.
Yep, for sure.
Much respect, Dave. Thank you. So, Raj, you want to tell the people what you got going on this week?
Yeah, the only thing I got is on Thursday I'm going to do a roundup. I'm kind of rebranding that. I'm going to make it much shorter in the future. Make it more informational. The views have gone way down. I think it's gotten stale. And then Thursday night, I'm doing Graders Notes, and I know you two guys know about that. We're going to do the X-Men versus the Teen Titans one shot by Walt Simonson and Claremont, and we're going to rip it apart and give you our opinion, and we give you the grade. We put our reputation on the line every 2 Thursdays in Graders Notes. So hope to see everybody there.
Jay, what you got for us?
Yeah, X-Men and Teen Titans, man. That's one of the books from when I was my formative years. Was one of like the big time books. I read the cover off it literally, and I just reread it recently. So it'll be interesting to find out your guys' take on it.
Yeah, and you did that for your entry into our contest.
That's right. That is why I read it. Interesting how it comes around.
Right. It comes around.
So on my channel this week, we are on this week. I do a show every other Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, called Pop Culture Clobbering Time, where we talk about comic books, movies, how they relate, TV shows, things like that. Everything, surrounding comic books and collectibles, superheroes, all the fun stuff we liked as kids. And got me and a couple pals of mine, Coach Vic and Al Shell, and we kind of just chop it up for an hour. So we'll be on this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. The subject for this week is the trial of the Green Lantern movie. We've got one pro, one con, and I'm stuck in the middle, kind of trying to keep the flames kind of quench the fire a little bit, so we don't get too heated over this discussion. So, but we'll do that. We might show some pickups, that kind of thing. But it's all about fun. Stop by, hang out for an hour, and we'll do our best to entertain you.
Cool. I don't know if
I'll try to make it.
Has, caught wind of this, but we are doing a Batman Hush tag video, and I am number 8 in that. I think I'll be covering Batman issue 615. That's what Batman and Nightwing running on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be out Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So look forward to that. A new YouTuber. I've actually been friends with this guy on Instagram for a while, but he only has maybe like 170 subscribers on YouTube. His name is Tylox the Mighty. He got all of us together to do this. And me personally, Batman Hush is one of the more fantastic modern runs on Batman. I'm not like a super Batman fan, But I love Jeff Loeb, love Jim Lee, and Hush was just like Byrne on Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? It was something like that. So I'll be having my video come out Thursday morning. Give it a look-see. It's a little longer than I would have liked, but I had to show the book while I was doing the review.
Mhm.
So, added a little flair to it to try to make it nice and to try to help the rest of the guys get some subscribers. And hopefully I'll have my This Week in Comics if I can get my books by Friday. Still collecting moderns. I can't help it. I'm an art hound, so the itch is there. But that is it. Wave bye to the people. I hope you guys have had a good time with me. Maybe we can do it again.
Yeah,
When?
definitely. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, sure.
No idea.
Sure.
So as we sign off, I tell my people always be great and do great. Peace.
See you guys.